Hi, I'm Jody from writerslife.org, and today we'll be talking about indie authors and the mistakes not to make. Being an independent author takes courage and determination, and the rise of indie author has been truly spectacular by putting the power back in the writer's hands. Where before you had to be a heady combination of exceptional and lucky to get published, now good old-fashioned hard work just might do it. If you are willing to put in the time and work and give your all to your book publishing project, you may just get the results you've been dreaming of. However, let's face it, most of us are pretty new to the whole publishing world and are pretty clueless when it comes to the do's and don'ts of taking control of our work. It's fair to say that most independent authors, when they first start out on their self-publishing journey, do end up making a fair few mistakes. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. Mistakes are just lessons learned, and the more you make, the more you'll understand about the whole process. However, being that there are lots of things to consider, here are some rules and values that are a good idea to set for yourself in order to keep you on the straight path. Let's take a look at some of them. Forgetting to research your reader and your genre. Self-publishing has given authors a fantastic opportunity to get their work out there into the world for all to see. There are so many rules around the way one should write, the restrictions of the genres we write in, and the expectations of our readers. It is good to understand them as much as possible. For example, if you have written a romance novel, research your audience. Find out what they want and what they expect from you. That's not to say you shouldn't give them any credit, however. We are sometimes led to believe that if we dare think outside the box in terms of genre, or try breaking some of the rules, our readers will run screaming into the night. Believe it or not, sometimes change is embraced and celebrated. If you truly believe in your story and changing it will feel like you are selling out, then don't do it. Be true to yourself, and that's the most important thing. Thinking you could do it all by yourself. If you don't get a professional editor and designer to help you, chances are your book is going to look pretty shabby against the competition. You wouldn't buy a dress with a hole in it. So why should your reader buy your book if it is full of glaring mistakes and inconsistencies? If you care about your book and you want to build up a fan base, then get the cover designed by someone who knows what they're doing. And get an editor too. At the very least, weed out any spelling mistakes and inconsistencies. Printing loads of copies of your book without a distribution deal in place. If you are an unknown author, chances are you aren't going to be living in the castle and eating your caviar for breakfast. So don't pour every last penny into buying thousands of copies of your book if you haven't got anyone lined up to buy them. You'll just end up with no money, low self-esteem, and a lot less space in your house. Order a handful of copies to give out, but that's it. Remember, while bulk printing may seem cheaper, you'll probably lose out in the long run. Giving up after your first book. Did you know that most authors find much greater success on releasing their second novel? Well, it's true. Think about it this way. So many people dream of writing a book, and yet most people don't. If you've already done so, then you are miles ahead of those would-be authors who simply can't find the time or energy to write their stories. Now think about all the writers who stop after their first novel, especially if it doesn't do very well. Let me tell you, it is a lot. If you persevere, you are constantly knocking out the competition, and you'll only get better with time too. Just keep writing, keep focusing on your dreams, and you'll get there, so don't give up. There are some of the most common mistakes new indie authors can make. What other advice can you share? We'd love to hear from you. Don't forget, if you're having a hard time writing or finishing your book, check out our free Writer's Toolkit. It can help you overcome procrastination, get organized, stay focused, and get your book published. Just head to writerslife.org/toolkit to get your free copy. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, turn on our notifications, and subscribe down below. And be sure to visit writerslife.org for more writing tips and tricks, and I'll see you next time.